Conrad Zellmann, you work for Transparency International. You're coordinator for the Advocacy and Legal Advice Centers, referred to as ALACs. Could you please tell us a bit more about what ALACs are and how they operate?
These centers essentially do two things, if you want to make it simple. On the one hand, they provide a window, an opportunity for citizens to come forward with their anti-corruption complaints, and these centers then advise them on how to pursue them and give them support, essentially. And it's victims, it's witnesses, it's sometimes whistleblowers on corruption that come in and seek the advice of national chapters of TI, which are the ones who are operating these centers. And on the other hand, the ALACs use the statistical information gained from the casework, especially if you come up in the hundreds or even thousands of calls or contacts that you have. They use this information to advocate for strategic systemic changes, so as to ideally prevent certain instances of corruption from recurring again in the future.
How does it work in reality? There are like hotlines, centers where people can go. How does it work exactly? Absolutely,
that's correct. One of the basic features that most ALACs have is a toll-free telephone hotline, for example, where people can call in free of charge to report, in the first instance, a certain corruption experience that they've had. Then all the ALACs also offer walk-in services, so as a citizen you can come by and you can have a meeting with the staff there, and you can report your case, and the staff is there to advise you on what to do next. Then, and it depends a little bit on the context, because they operate in very different countries. It's really from Zambia to the Czech Republic, essentially. That's how diverse the contexts are in which ALACs operate today. There are different ways. Some countries use the internet as an important means of contact that citizens have with the centers, email, but also increasingly social media of different kinds. In other contexts, it's radio shows, for example, and people call in to live radio shows to speak about their cases.
It's not always easy for a citizen to report on a corruption case. Most of them are scared of retaliation. How do you encourage them to come and use your services?
Again, the way to encourage citizens to come forward and report their corruption concerns, a lot of this is very, very context specific. It depends on the cultural norms of the society around people. However, one thing that we found to be of quite significant importance starting up ALACs is to advertise them well, and to in the first place bring that service to the attention of people, whereas before there might have been a lot of apathy with regard to corruption, people thinking, oh, there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, it's so pervasive, it affects all of society, what can we do? There is then a way to do something. You can contact an ALAC, and you need to know about this service in the first place. And following that, in terms of the possible retaliations that people might experience as a result of reporting corruption, that is absolutely a factor that plays a big part, and it played a big part before ALACs were there as well. So just to give one example from Romania, one of the earliest ALACs, they were in a position initially where they couldn't easily advise people to take forward their anti-corruption complaints, in particular if they were whistleblowers, quite simply because the protection of such people wasn't guaranteed by the law. As a result of which, the national chapter campaigned for the adoption of a better law to protect whistleblowers, and was quite successful in that. So it's in that sense.
Okay. How do you prevent your centers being abused by people making false accusations?
The basic concept of ALACs, helping people pursue their anti-corruption complaints on the one hand, and using the information gained from that to advocate with this very credible information for systemic change, that is a quite simple concept to understand. The real complexity lies in the managerial challenges that this work presents. TI is not investigating cases, it is advising, it is helping citizens pursue them. in that work, it is not always easy to be completely certain about the motives of those coming forward to report corruption, which is, again, one of the reasons that we do not get involved with the cases in an investigative capacity, but by helping people through referrals to the authorities with which they can pursue their complaints, by getting involved in a very practical way and helping people support their cases, where we believe we're quite well able to mediate the risk. But the way we try to do that is by helping our national chapters develop the professional capacities further and further to deal with these more mundane day-to-day but quite fundamental aspects of the work in ALEX.